All right, welcome back, everybody. I believe this is the 5th of April. Let's look. Wrong. It's the 6th of April. It's Sunday. It's not particularly warm outside yet. It's about 44 degrees. But, and this is important, the wind is not blowing 100 miles an hour. It's actually very calm. So that gives us opportunity. This plow, after I did that yesterday, these colder mounts were on the wrong side of the beam. So I've got the back two straightened out. Probably going to change that front one too later on today. I don't know. There's a chance, I don't know how big a chance, probably not super big, but I might actually get to sink that baby in the dirt later on today. The point of this video, I don't know how long I need to get this thing landed here somewhere now that it's in operable order. And then I can spin my tires back in. The poor old 450, it just sits and waits. It's a little bit like ping pong around here, and that's this first part of the video. Is I'm just going to walk around and we're going to look at different things that may happen today, and I'm going to shoot clips of what does happen. This is probably pretty high on the list. There's a lot of dirt that needs grass seed, and all of a sudden the wind's not blowing 100 miles an hour and the ground is reasonably dry. I may get the WD out and put some grass seed and some oats in it, seed some of this stuff. Over here we have hickory chunks soaking in water. Hopefully I get to show you what that's about later on. As we walk out here to the garden, if all goes well, we'll get some garden planted today. I've got onion sets. I've got some seeds, early stuff. More dirt that needs grass seed. Now there's a nice tree limb over there we can pick up. We're gonna burn some branches here after a bit. Like the old saying goes, you have to make hay when the sun shines. You can apply that to a lot of different weather conditions. When you get a day that the wind isn't blowing 100 miles an hour, you better utilize it. We'll open this door. There is our WD that we're going to use to seed. And here's our 6080 that's in the way that needs a little warming to get it to start. So I'm gonna get that girl all plugged in. I've got a couple of pairs at least of wheel weights I want to get painted and put on, but it's still kind of cold to be doing that kind of stuff. So I don't know. We'll walk over here to this other building. Man, there's a lot of stuff out here that I could do. And if we had more weather like this, would do. Boy, yesterday was, man, that wind was bitterly cold. Did not enjoy that, so we kind of stayed in the buildings. Probably have to clean the 149 off so we can do some tilling in the garden. It won't be long. And I need to get these 782s out. I put some air in the tire there. I've got another pair of those wheel weights. I'm not sure if I'm going to paint them red or white, but yellow's got to go. I do like the 75 pounds that they weigh. I don't know. No short, and it's that time of year where you don't dare leave a door open on a building, and the birds move in quickly. I don't know, folks. I gotta show you this. I straightened this old steel rack up a little bit the other day because it was listing heavily to the south, and I thought if I didn't do something, it was going to be all on the ground. I was going to be picking it all up. That's, I don't know. If we have enough time this year, this may get, see, this side of it's sitting on concrete, and the other side is not. I'd like to get that moved somewhere where the whole thing's on concrete and not subject to falling over. This steel here I got from a buddy of mine. Looks like that one's about broke. Apparently the people that welded weren't very good. He had it on a load of scrap. Kind of set me up on that deal. I saw it and quizzed him. Yeah, you can have it. So here it is. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. I'm just rambling, I guess. I don't know. I guess when I get to doing something, I'll bring you back. Here again, we're looking for our stupid phone. Well, guys, there's what I did in the garden so far today. 149 battery was flat. It almost started, but I did have to charge it a little bit. I made one round north and south to kind of fill the dead furrow in. Doesn't look too bad. But the first pass I made headed east, I had disengaged my tines on the tiller, and when the tires dropped over the edge of the dead furrow, stuck. So I went and got 60-80 and actually had enough log chain on the deck. I parked it over on the far side and pulled the 149 about 1.5 feet, and there we're good to go. We're gonna walk over here. I should probably shut you off until I get started, or I can just yak at you and see how the editing goes later. About the next thing on the agenda today, because I'm going to let that dry a little bit before I go to planting. We need to get WD Misha started and get him out of the shed so that we can do this seeding today with the little drill. And my bet, and it's not terribly cold, it's 50 degrees or so, and this tractor starts really easy under normal circumstances, but it's also sat in this shed since, I don't know, last November or before. So we're gonna do a cold start, even though it's not terribly cold. And I'll tell you right now, my bet, battery's dead, and I'm gonna, I'll set you up and you can watch me climb on the tractor, cuss just a little bit when it doesn't start, and then we will go get the battery charger and go from there. I'm not even gonna move the stuff out of the way. I'm just gonna, maybe I'll move my phone so in case it does start, it doesn't fly. Okay. Dust about 3 feet thick in here. Turn the gas on, hope there's some in it. It seems like last year when I did this in the spring, it was absolutely flat. Oh, take the tractor out of gear. Good strong hand clutch in this thing, man. The previous owner of this tractor uncharacteristically took fantastic care of it. I miss him. I wish I knew where he was at. He's out east somewhere. Well, we've made it as far as the shop, and I thought I'd just give you a little tour, I guess. We're up to 3 of these things in here now. With any little bit of luck, this one will be back over where you first saw it just a few minutes ago, later today. This bag of stuff right there, that is grass, seed, and oat mixture. And I don't know how far it's going to go. I have a couple different types of areas to seed. That is just, you know, basically dirt. Could probably stand to be leveled a little bit, but growing grass would be paramount. We can worry about level later. There's another dirt area over there. And then there's this bank where Dan built the pad for this building. I'm going to call that crabgrass, but we need to get this area reseeded. I think I stood this up earlier and the wind got it. That drill is not a no-till drill, but it's going to get used that way today because I'm going to just try to, I've got it set about as deep as you can, and I've got the spring tension on the disc openers high. And I think I'll do this area first, and if I've got any seed, we'll make some adjustments and do those 2 dirt spots, and then there's dirt around that building on the south side of this one and a whole bunch of other places. So I think I'll set you guys up, time warp, and grease this. Each disc opener has its own Zerk, and there's some more. I don't know, I may spray some chain lube on there. I don't know. It's kind of handy to just leave that drill on this tractor, and then you leave that on there and you try not to walk into it, because that hurts. Okay, well, it's still Sunday. I got a little bit of the garden tilled and worked on seeding. I pretty much ran out of oat seed, so I've still got some grass seed, but Anyway, I got basically done what I wanted to get done on that front. Went in the house for a little bathroom break. Got to thinking, didn't put any fertilizer on the garden this year. So, got a bag of 12-12-12. I got my little, it's actually a grass seeder, hand crank grass seeder. That's what I use to put this. I'm gonna shoot this and show you how I do this. And you can see that section I've got done with the tiller. I'll get the 149 back out and till that back in. Should have done this before I disked, but such is life. So anyway, this is not real exciting, but I'll just show you how I do this because it does work. And that led to another thought that I almost hate days like this. It's kind of a love-hate because it's so windy so much of the time that when you get a calm day like this, it's just super busy because you're trying to do all your calm day stuff. You know, you need a calm day to spread this fertilizer, and then I got to think I've got mole tracks in places, so I've got some Grub-X I'm going to put down. Well, you know, I needed to get that grass seeding done today, and it's just, you know, they're nice days, but it's almost a lot. I don't know. Next year, I will buy fertilizer in the spring. This was a year old. It had drawn moisture, and it was giving me nothing but fits. I cut a lot of this out, folks, because it was a headache, and you don't need to watch me struggle. Well, maybe you can see that my spreader has plugged up, and I got to go unplug it, and you get the idea. Okay, we're back. It's maybe 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Little teaser. There has been some wild cherry added to the hickory chunks. Yeah, you'll see more about that later. Out here in the garden, don't know if you can see them yet, but we have this all flagged out because that's what I was taught to do. Looks like we got about 1 1/3 rows of onions, and that's all I'm going to plant this year. I had about 2.5 rows last year. That is too much. I always struggle to get them out of the ground before they start to rot. So we got about 2 2/3 rows of turnips, 2 rows of radish, and a row of kohlrabi. A friend of mine asked me recently, how big's that garden? I said, well, pretty good size, but I really don't know. So curiosity finally got the better of me. It's 45 by 110. On another front, you can see here where the disc openers ran. I went around this garage with the WD and the all-crop drill. This area here, I just did that by hand and then used a garden rake. And I don't know, we're supposed to get some rain sometime. We'll see what grows. I seeded that whole bag of grass seed I burned through. I don't know. I guess that's the update for now. I thought I was going to be shooting more video than this today, but apparently it wasn't a very exciting day, just labor intensive. Well, this is what the hickory chunks and the cherry pieces were about. I've got the Weber kettle going for the first time in 2025. And this is what we're cooking. get a, it's kind of dark. I don't know how that'll come out, but the cherry's really burning up. That one chunk of hickory, but it's looking good. It's got about 30 to 45 minutes left to go. I have to credit Pete at Just a Few Acres Farm for this. I watched him smoking a chicken, and I did a couple of chickens, and then I thought, I can buy pork loin cheaper than I can buy chicken. Ain't got any bones in it. And I'm telling you, it's fantastic, folks. Anyway, that's what I'm doing today. Thanks for watching.